concerned and ended up putting on an online conservative forum called hoptownhall.com. And it was through that forum that the idea of this Tea Party actually got formed, and there's several people today who've helped out with things that participate in Hoptown Hall. And the whole time we were getting this together, when I would talk to people about the Tea Party, almost universally they would look at me and say, well, what can you really do? And, we are limited, but one of the things that you can do is congregate in different ways and make your voice known. And Hoptown Hall was born with that idea, and if you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, feel free to log on, get yourself a username, and participate in the discussion. Most of all, I would like to just thank everybody for coming today. In a way, you have turned out literally to stand up for your country. I feel like that our country in many ways is undergoing some rapid changes, most of which we find distasteful as conservatives or independent thinkers. And so I asked myself when I was getting this together, why a Tea Party? As you can see with this sign over here, the Tea Party, the T in Tea Party stands for taxed enough already. I mean, I think we all feel that way. Working America has just found itself literally under assault, and I think that's not actually hard for all of us to agree on. And I am an ophthalmologist. My name is John McCubbin. This is my office. You're in my parking lot, which is, I'm sorry I couldn't take you all inside. But, I've been in ophthalmology for 28 years, 25 of that in Hopkinsville, and it's natural to think, well, you're just upset about the health care bill. And there's no doubt I am, because as a physician, and I know there are other physicians here, we know exactly where that health care bill will lead. It will lead to poorer care. It will place the decisions for your health care in the hands of unaccountable bureaucrats, and the cost will not go down. And once more, taxpayers working in America will be left holding the bill. But that's really not the reason I call the Tea Party. If you look back over the last year and a half, I think all of us almost feel like we're living in the twilight zone. You see a federal government under this administration undergoing a power grab for just everything they can get their hands on. Before they took office, it was as if maybe 23 to 25% of the economy was controlled by the direct influence of government. After they took over several large banks, 2 of the 3 car companies in America, and now they federalized health care, essentially they control 51% of our entire economy, and they have direct input on it. That should scare all of us to a great degree. When I think about that, it actually makes me nervous, because a government that powerful really erodes our rights. But still, even while I'm upset about that, that wasn't the reason I called the Tea Party. What turned my attention to an even bleaker future was literally a set of numbers that I read on the internet. I read an article published by the Washington Times that forecast the federal deficit in 10 years. What I found was that we had, and really doing research for just reading up on that, I was led to a thing called nationaldebtclock.org. It's a simple one-page website that everybody ought to go look at, and it's full of numbers that are so large, your mind literally almost can't comprehend them. And it also shows that we have a government and a public addicted to debt. And it's things that we cannot afford. And when I saw that, I saw the Tea Party in particular, because their central theme is an out-of-control government that spends too much and taxes to make up for that. And that is a unifying concern of a lot of people in America right now, and probably the reason the Tea Parties is as popular as they are. And that spending is literally going to saddle our children and grandchildren with a debt they will never pay. And it will probably shape their future and how they live their lives in repayment of that debt. In essence, we have an administration right now that